Okay.
Dual learning.
Okay, so we decided our lesson plan was gonna be third grade. I don't know, that's just what I was for the elementary education group. And then we had two subjects because when you're in third grade you can switch through the subjects. So our subjects are foreign language, being French, and then history. And then we have a few goals in our lesson plans, and they are students will be able to understand the basic French vocabulary. Students will be able to learn about the history of the White House, and then students will also be able to educate others about the White House, I guess you could say. And then our two essential questions would be, why is it important to understand vocabulary in another language? And then what are some key facts about the White House? Our Common Core State standards for French are conversations. Students will sustain a conversation, including descriptions on selected topics about themselves. And then listening. Students will understand spoken language that incorporates familiar vocabulary and structures. And then for history, we decided that the Common Core State standard would be explaining the purpose of government in American society, recognizing the three levels of government.
So we thought about some learning objectives for what students should be able to do, and some of them are understanding basic words in French. I don't speak French at all, and I don't know any French at all, so this is going to be fun. Understanding the meaning behind the words, so that's what the Duolingo app is going to be working with you guys today on when we introduce it to you and we show you what you're going to end up doing. Use that information that they learned from the 1600 app and then tell others about the White House. So those who do have the app or those who have an iPhone or the iPad to use, you'll understand what we're talking about when it comes to that. And then a couple of technology uses is classroom iPads, Duolingo, the 1600. So again, you're going to be needing dollar bills. Hopefully someone in your group has one.
And then with this technology, students will translate and learn words in French using Duolingo, and students will watch through the app 1600. They'll watch the White House come to life before their eyes on the Apple TV. And how we're going to evaluate their experience with these apps, we're going to evaluate their usage with these apps, and then through their responses as well. And all in all, the lesson focus for the Duolingo app, and when we're teaching about French, it's going to be primarily focused on beginning French vocabulary, the way the students use the Duolingo application, and then French will obviously be the language that the students are going to be learning and studying. And in the app of Duolingo, we're going to go through, it's called Basic 1, and that's pretty much the 4 beginner lessons that they offer. And then for the lesson focus for our history app, which is 1600, they're going to show a video about the White House and just some information about that. And through that, the students are going to just learn basic facts about the White House and just have a better understanding of American history. So we're going to go through the apps right now. So if you want to take out your phones or iPads.
Alright then guys, the first app we're going to use is Duolingo, and we're going to use it like we said in the French. French is my minor, so that's kind of why we chose it. And we are going, do we have to sign up? I have no idea. We might have to sign up and create something. But like we said, we're going to go through the basics. So, and then this should be kind of what you go. So that's going to go through this. It's going to say, it's going to give you some prompts. This one happens to be which of these is translating to the woman. And then Jordan over here is going to.
So guys, which one is the woman? Would you say square 1, square 2, square 3, or square 4? Raise your hand if you have the correct answer.
Square 2.
Square 2. So that,
It'll be different for all of you. This is just what we're doing right now on Jordan. This is what Jordan has.
As you can see that when they click on it, the Duolingo app will then pronounce the word that's underneath the picture.
You are correct. So we got that one right. And then it just goes on. So which of these is the girl? Of course, you see that number 3 or square 3 is the girl. What's your
La
class?
fille.
You'd probably go a little slower so the children can or the students can understand which one is which and how they're saying it.
La fille.
And then if you press it again, it'll say it again.
Le garçon.
No, I meant
La fille.
And then it also gives you grammar instructions. So it says masculine and feminine nouns. All nouns are either masculine or feminine. The articles lay and un are used with masculine nouns. La and un are used with feminine nouns. Translate what she said. So
La fille.
So then for this one, it's kind of like building off of what you know. So if you're stuck, you can click
La.
the individual words and it'll translate it for you. So then you just type in what it is, you hit check, and it gives you instant feedback on if you're right or wrong. And then it just builds from there.
Un garçon.
So same thing here. You can click the underlined word.
Un.
And that means and then you shouldn't. And then the second one is
Garçon.
boy. And then you check it, and it says you're right.
Une femme.
So you guys can continue to play with it for a little second, just to get the feel of it and continue on.
So as a third grader, some will not understand
Le
how
garçon.
to use this type of technology. So obviously us as teachers, we come around and make sure that they understand what box it is they're pressing, how to pronounce each word, how to basically thoroughly use this type of technology. Third graders are advanced to a certain extent. So with the help of teachers, it would be pointed out to make sure that they really understood what was going on around them. And then to use it along with other people, like using it in a group with people would be a fun way to get them all involved as well.
And see, when you get it wrong, they'll try to trick you while putting a girl up there, and then it'll really be a boy. Well, the word is the boy. So I got that one wrong.
Je suis.
And then it also introduces simple sentences. So, like I said, you can just click the individual words. So, je is I,
Suis.
suis is am. That together means I am. Then you already learned une fille, so this means I am a girl. Oops. Sorry, guys. And then, like I said, the instant feedback, and then if you are wrong, it does correct you, and I really like that idea because if you're trying to learn a new language, it is very helpful to figure for the explanation and for that feedback as well.
Another thing they have you do is break it down the way Jordan is playing with it. Well, was playing with it.
Je.
And it just gives you a ton of options too, because as a third grader, you'd rather have kind of more multiple choice and more options available than having like to fill it in and then having no idea what to put down. So it gives them a chance to look at the options and pick the best ones.
Oh, we can finish it.
So then, like I said, it does give you more options. You can tap the, like this one is wanting you to match them, so you just match them. it does give you the pronunciations every time you click the word that's in French. And then it gives you more feedback.
La femme. 1. Je suis un garçon.
And it is repetitive, but that's again how you learn the language. And then it transfers into you coming up with the sentences on your own, but it does have the underlined words in case you do get stuck.
And by doing this
Tu-
again,
mm.
it focuses mainly on the certain words that the students
Je-
are able to use,
Garçon.
especially third graders who want to focus on that certain word
Le-
and be able to pick what matches the best.
And then when you finish, it tells you that your lesson is complete. And then there are 4 lessons in the basics.
Then as you go through the lessons, you gain XP, and then with that XP, you gain higher levels, and that's kind of like an incentive for students because like when they see that XP coming in as they're doing those lessons, they want to learn more and use that language too. And there was another option for this app. So like when these students are using this app in their classroom, not only can they use it with their students around them, but they can go on and look up different classrooms throughout the world and challenge each other with their knowledge of French or whatever the language may be.
Alright, so
Just introduce them what the other lessons would be. Yeah. So we're just gonna, oh, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just different.
Alright, so as we said, we have 2 apps. So that was the French lesson. Now moving on to our history lesson. We actually chose this app called 1600. This is the app you'll be needing the dollar bill for. So if you have it on your phone and the dollar bill, that'd be good. So pull that out. I have my crispy dollar bill right here. If anyone needs another one, I have one, but I need it back. Do you need one? You can sit down. Try to make sure it's like kind of straight too, so that it can lay down